Hello, we are live and good evening, everyone. Good evening, Pinoys and NZ. We are here today to celebrate our International Nurses Week. And we
Hi.
have, yes, hi, Melts.
Hi.
Kumusta?
I just saw you last night, no, sa International Nurses Convention Zoom meeting.
Yes, and we have our special guest
Special guest.
tonight, who is an advocate for our nurses, Lisa. Hello. So this will be a recorded but live right now. If you're here watching this, please tag your friends na nurses na gusto mong invite sa New Zealand because we have an exclusive invitation for them to join our webinar next week with our speakers as well. So good evening, guys. Hello. And if you're here, please comment below. Happy Sunday. Lisa, hello. Kumusta, girl?
Hello,
And
magandang gabi, Miss Christine Carso and Miss Melds. I'm Lizo
Hello.
Delihero. I'm Director of Our Vision Healthcare Limited, based in New Zealand. So I'm actually an agency. I recruit nurses from overseas. Yes, and we do help um, finding them employers, right employers. Um, So, ito po yung ano natin. In order to become an NZRN, first things first, you should have your updated license. Yung kung anong meron kayong license, updated po yan. And PRC nyo. Then,
maraming
what you have to
requirements, girl. Maraming requirements, but tonight, let's leave that the full details for our webinar kasi iisa-isahin natin yan, guys. But right now, we
Like,
just
yeah,
really
updates.
want
What's
to
happening?
yes, what's happening. And si Mel's, ito din, advocate din to na tayo mga
Yeah,
nurses
because
na
we don't want a brain drain in New Zealand. We want to invite people to come here and help us here.
yes.
We want to entice you why we stayed in New Zealand, why we're still here, why we're working as nurses here, and what's the
Yes.
benefits of being a nurse here.
yes.
Yeah. So
It's actually a good place. You know how New Zealand is actually a good place for you to live with your whole family. Bring your whole family here, nurses, and we are all inviting you to apply and become an NZRN. There's a lot of benefits waiting for you here. So wag kayo matakot. Kung if you will be undergoing a lot of requirements, just meet it.
hurdles
Magagaling tayo mga nurses.
will be worth it.
Yes, yes, that's right. So, girl, ilang years ka na dito sa New Zealand? And I know you've been interviewed on TV,
Yeah.
fighting for advocacy for nurses. Kasi we
Yeah.
know, guys, na in the last few years, maraming nurses na registered nurses sa Philippines na nagpunta dito. And then, sadly, is that the right pathway? That's why we're doing this live right now because we want to guide nurses properly. You get the right information kung ano talaga yung dapat na pathway. And of course, at the end of the day, it's your decision. Pero at least you are well informed. And
Yes.
yes, that will be next week. Girl, share mo naman yung journey mo in New Zealand.
Oh my God, my
and,
journey here.
and
Actually, I'm an ex abroad. I'm actually working a decade in the Middle East. So, syempre,
a
working
decade
in the
from
Middle
Middle
East,
East.
yeah, yeah, nearly a decade. Actually, you working in the Middle East is really exhausting. Lalo na yung kapag nagwo-work as a special area, wala kang pahinga. Kumbaga, yung oras, it's block schedule. So, kung magkasakit ka, questionable. May ganon. So, I'm really thankful na lumipat kami dito. Pero that time, it was my husband, through my husband, yung naging student visa. Then actually when we arrive here, so I'm planning at the time, yung use the pathway to nursing. So but we need funds. So I have to work first, then save. Then here comes a lot of, immigration issues. Hindi na natutupad kasi yearly yung ano namin that time, yung renewal ng visa. So it requires a lot of money at the time, but later on, so we overcome, especially yung trials in 2017, the darkest days of our lives here in New Zealand, but we overcame. through prayers with the
Wow.
people around us na napaka-helpful, lalo na kapag mayroon kang kaibigan na MP, yun. So then,
Yan lang sikreto.
mayroon ano. So it was a blessing na right now for 9 years na namin dito. Ito,
Wow, 9 years.
eventually naging resident na rin. So because of this pandemic, so ang dami nating na resident dito na naging blessings din sa New Zealand government. Kasi one, ang ibang nagsisitayuan na ng mga business, we are trying to build New Zealand. For me, one, I know I'm helping New Zealand fill up yung shortage ng mga nurses. Kaya nag-put up ako
Yes.
my own agency, yun, recruitment agency.
Yes,
This is
galing.
for nurses overseas. So, yan yung gusto kong mangyari, yung makita na wala tayong shortage, na we are also helping mga nurses. Yun. So,
Yan
we have to
yung dream.
syempre lahat tayo, gusto natin lahat mga nurses na maging ano, kasi yung mga nurses sa Pilipinas, gusto ko rin tulungan. You know how
Yes.
hard, you know how magkano lang yung salary nila doon. Ganyan.
Yes.
Actually,
That's
may
so
mga
true.
pathways for nurses din. Like for example, if you want to become nurses, kung nandito ka na sa New Zealand, you are working in this in healthcare sector, as long as you have experience in the healthcare sector, you still have the chance to become a nurse here. So
Yan yung
you just have,
pinaglalaban.
yun ang
Pinaglalaban.
yeah, yun
Ilang
ang paglalaban.
years na natin, naka 1 year na ba tayo? 2 years?
1 year pala, Miss Mel.
Oh.
1 year.
But
And submitted the
we don't
petition.
stop
So,
here.
ang rami mong ginawa, sis, no?
Ang dami
I've
natin
seen you
ginawa.
very active
Ano?
online talaga with our threads, in the group, interviews,
Exactly.
sobra. And now you are really on the pathway to really help
Helping.
more. And I think in the last, your 9 years of, we know guys, mahirap, maraming napagdaanan. I think kung mahirap, ikaw yung pinagdaanan mo, napakahirap talaga. But you're still here, you
Grabe.
get the residency. And I guess you are at the place where you can really help and really encourage nurses na. Kasi it's never a walk in the park, right? Migrating. You
It
take
is.
May
risks.
ibang sinwerte.
Ay,
Yes.
ikaw!
Lucky yung mga nurses ngayon. Ito magiging batch, alam
Yeah,
nyo?
kasi they don't need to sa lot of money. Yeah, heaps of
Imagine
money.
the straight pathway to residency. Imagine that. Kasi yung sa atin at that time, we have to go through the process of, waiting period.
It's actually,
long process of waiting.
this is the best time for nurses. Grab the opportunity because
Yes.
lots of offers. It's never been done before. Some of this have never been done in New Zealand before, or ginawa man but short period lang tapos nawala. I never had sponsorship or reimbursement. Was all my parents. But
Yes.
yeah, but at least I was directly pumunta ako ng New Zealand to become a nurse straight away. But it wasn't easy coming here. But when I came here, yun na yung easy, ang bilis na. But it took me a while then, patience then before ako nakapunta dito. Retrogression and everything. But yeah, iba-ibang stories, iba-ibang swerte. May sinwerte pagdating dito, nakahanap agad ng dream job nila.
Oh, yes.
Meron din namang iba din yung pinagdaanan. Meron ding
yung time
funny
ko,
like
ang
me.
hirap eh.
Yeah. That's true, Bells. I'm glad you mentioned that because this is really the perfect time to come sa New Zealand kasi sa shortage ang naming trabaho talaga.
Yeah.
And the pay also just increased recently.
Yes, nurses
Isa din yan sa webinar na i-discuss natin about the pay now na increase. Ano yung pay na expectation mo depende sa experience mo and whatever kung magre-rest home, private hospital, public hospital.
Anong differences? Why people move to New Zealand from different countries even though it's a first world country? Why New Zealand and not the UAE, or why people are moving kahit matatanda na? Like we will discuss. There's pros and cons. So you will choose what is the best place for you and your family.
Yeah.
And
So
also,
nurses,
this is another thing, Sis Lisa, that I want to highlight. Kasi, nagtatanong sila, should I do DIY or agency? Maraming sasabi, just DIY. But then, Can you tell us what are the services of being an recruiter here in New Zealand for you, which people think they have to pay, but
Yes.
tell us about it.
Walang payment.
Yes, actually, it depends on the nurses. They can do DIY.
DIY.
They have actually we have levels of, you know, let's say levels of assertiveness. Like if you want to do DIY because you have this assertiveness, how to do it, so you can do it.
Mm.
If you are a busy nurse, you cannot do anything. I mean, you can do anything, but you need a help of an agency. You can get your agency. So this agency doesn't require you payment. It's a service fee. May ang notion kasi naman Pilipino, ayun mga nadadala, alam mo kapag if you help, may mga charges, which is not, it doesn't apply here. So service free ang mga agency dito. Kasi,
Free, not
you know,
fee ha,
free,
free.
free,
Walang
free,
bayad.
libre.
Oh, New
Oh,
Zealand-based
New Zealand
recruitment.
Yeah,
based.
New
So,
Zealand based. New Zealand
ang
lang
mga
yan.
agency services free. Depende sa ibang agency, pero sa amin, services free. So we help you find employer, we can help you give tips for your interview. So,
Yes.
grabe.
Importante yun.
Yeah, importante yan kasi it will make or break you through interview. So we will help you give these tips. Okay?
Lucky
So
if you get the interview. Kasi yung
yes,
iba, hindi pa, CV pa lang, hindi na papansinin.
exactly. So
Isa
maganda
din
pa
yun,
rin yung
CV writing. Isa yun.
yes,
Importante
CV writing.
yun.
Pero sa akin kasi, Miss Melds, basta may agency may mag-represent, mataas ang chances na makakuha ng ano,
Yeah, because
ng
you've already
employer.
pre-screened them. You've already screened them, di
Exactly.
ba? Yeah.
Oh, plus the fact na
Especially if
nurse
you
ka.
already have the relationship with the employer. Tsaka, Miss Lizelle, will just confirm as well. Kasi with DHBs all over the country, which is a district health board,
Yes.
same rates
Pato-oro na,
ang
girl.
nag-
Hindi na yan
Ha?
DHB.
Yes,
If
there's
ako,
they don't take, or we don't take percentage of your salary. Whatever they will offer you, you will receive the whole
the full
the
amount,
whole
yeah.
package. So
Yeah.
we don't take anything because ang employer na bala sa amin. So what we wanted you to do, nurses, is for you to be able to come here and live with your family and retire soon. So yan ang kailangan namin dito is to fill
Retire.
the
Soon,
shortage.
magtrabaho
Grabe,
mo.
retire agad. Mag-work pa sila
No,
sa nurse.
you fill up yung ano. So what we wanted you nurses, it's you nurses, your skills. We wanted your skills here. So yun ang kailangan namin dito. Hindi namin yung kailangan na ano yung yung bang ano yung takot. Kailangan namin ng mga skills nyo. So wag kayo matakot. Nandito ang mga agencies to help you find the right role or the right job for you in districts or in the private agent care. So same rate. Kung ano
Anyway,
narinig,
we've heard naman with the workload
yes,
compared to UAE, Saudi, even
mas lighter
Singapore,
dito.
mas light
Philippines.
ang workload dito.
I tell you,
One
Miss
nurse is
Melts
one
and Miss
ward.
Chris, lighter ang work dito. Ako I work in an ICU renal transplant. Grabe ang workload. To compare here, seeing
I've read
the
all the
workload.
threads
Oh my
na
God.
comparing na ang pagod nila from work doon compared dito pagkatapos pwede ka pang maggala-gala dito.
Oh,
Work-life
grabe.
balance dito, work-life balance.
Work-life balance. And you can actually, if you feel sick, just feeling sick, you can actually ring in sick. You don't like to go to work. Kasi sa Middle East, you cannot do that. They will investigate you. You need to go to OPD. It's a lot of approvals from EKIK. Marami ganon. Mahirap. Dito, you can just call in sick because it's your human rights. If you're sick, you don't feel like going to work.
Emotionally, mentally,
Mentally, yeah. You
kahit
can ring
wala.
in sick. Ayan, you
I'm
can
not
apply
100%.
leave. Oh, see? So,
So, ilan
it's
na nga
really
yung sabi nila na shortage ng nurses sa New Zealand? 4,000 yun last time.
4,000.
Yeah, that was last
But,
year.
but knowing right
4,000.
now a lot of leaving, so they say it's 5,000, right? And there's more
Nurses.
actually. It's more. It's only basic number, but actually it's more than that who is going to leave. Kasi
Yun nga,
nakikita,
kasi maraming umaalis pa rin.
maraming
Maraming umaalis.
nagpa-register.
Some people have already planned to do it, but they just napatagal lang kasi ano, 'di ba, they wanted to live in New Zealand while there was COVID. So natagalan ang pag-move, but it was
Yes.
really the plan.
But marami pa. So the question is, meron bang job? Yes, merong job. Meron pa rin bang sponsorship and reimbursement? We will talk about it in our webinar next week. We will leave
Yes.
the link here once we finalize the time, guys. And also, ano ba yung best pathway for you to come here? And how will you actually get the edge? Kasi maraming nag-a-apply sa New Zealand, syempre, no? Marami. And paano ba na may chance ka, higher chance ka to get that job? So, that is, we will talk about that on our webinar next year. This is an exclusive Zoom event
Next
and
year?
we will be inviting
Next week. Oh, not to mention the Right Cup visa. And not to mention, we'll be
Yung mga
inviting
visa din, we will
the
be
Right Cup
inviting
visa.
someone.
The Right Cup visa,
Importante
hindi
yun.
visitor's visa. It should be the Right Cup visa, registration, occupational registration visa. So
So
there
may
should,
mga
you should,
nagtag sa mga friends nila, guys, to may mga nagtag sa mga nurses friends nila. Again, guys,
Yeah,
if you're watching
why
this
UK
and you
nurses
have,
are why
what was that?
UK and Canadian nurses and some are nurses from Ireland transferring to New Zealand. So
Yes,
marami
we will
nagka-transfer
learn.
dito.
Mm.
And iba-iba yung priority ng mga tao, no? And but then I know if you want, like, may family ka and you want, yun nga, yun yung pinaglalaban natin to work and life balance
Yes.
sa New Zealand. Which is
Don't worry,
true.
we will have the family naman. Pagdating nila dito, ang transition would be smooth. Kasi we will give them the, let's say, introduction of New Zealand. Yun, how the husband or the family, yun, kung ang husband na looking for job, how he can find a job, ganun. Though it will take time, so it's just a matter of patience. Lahat kayo magkakaroon naman ng trabaho kasi dito sa New Zealand, open naman ang ang job makakuha. So, like for example, straight pathway, lalo na ang mga nurses ngayon lang nagkaroon ng
green list.
straight pathway to residency. Saan ka pa niyan? Sa Canada, hindi ganyan. Mag-aantay ka pa. Dito lang sa New Zealand yan, straight pathway to residency. Once na-offeran ka na kasi ng nurse role, apply nyo na yan kagad sa immigration, straight pathway to residency.
So bago yan siya is that last year? This year ba yan? Last year, right?
Yes. Nasa green list.
So we'll talk about that. Officially, we're not allowed to talk about visa kung ano kasi, but we will be inviting immigration lawyer or licensed immigration agent
Yes.
to be one of our speakers on our webinar next week, so you can ask questions and yun at and of course again sa mga nurses, hello mga nurses, it's a celebration for us. Alam naman natin gaano ka, I don't know, I feel bad kung sinasabi ko gaano kahirap. kasi
ito yung World Nurses Day.
Yes.
Celebration. It's a celebration for nurses for world.
Officially is the 12th of May, but we are celebrating this week. So hello sa mga nurses na hardworking and me, I just started a new role in ED and I just want to say thank you talaga sa mga Filipino nurses sa Auckland Hospital, mga naka-work ko before, and they're very helpful, very kasi honestly I've been out of the hospital for a while and nakakatawa, parang I feel like I'm a first year student. And I guess the culture is changing. People are becoming more supportive. The teamwork is getting highlighted na talaga ngayon, na hindi na katulad noon na parang inaapi-api yung mga bagong nurse.
Mafia nurses ba? Wala na yung mga mafia nurses kapag meron man.
So we don't want, I think that's another good thing about New Zealand, the culture. Kiwis generally are nice and
so
kind.
I've been in my unit for 11 years and I can say na I'm really proud. Parang 23 kami na Filipino sa unit namin, tapos I don't feel yung crab mentality. It's always a good shift kapag may mga Pinoy. Tapos, kahit naman hindi lahat Pinoy or kahit konti lang ang Pinoy, maganda pa rin ang teamwork namin. So that's why I'm happy. That's why I've stayed.
You stayed for 11 years.
Yeah,
Yes.
11 years.
Sa
Same
iba,
area.
iba din yung specialized ni Mel's kanyan sa kanya. Yung very delicate.
Yeah.
Sa mga
Nico,
babies, guys.
Nico, Miss Mel.
Nico, neonatal ICU.
Neonatal. That's good.
Chris, do you want to also discuss what you did last night? Because it was also very interesting, no? Yeah.
So last night, guys, I was invited by mga nurses vlogger. Hindi naman talaga ako vlogger na. But passionate lang talaga in terms of, nursing. And I really believe that this profession is a great profession. I know it's hard, and minsan marami na kasi nag-give up na nurses kasi pagod na lalo na sa Philippines. Kaya we wanna invite you here, guys, kasi wag kayo mag-give up. You just move. Move to pag hindi ka na masaya, you have to move, but stay in the profession. And yesterday, yung ratio ng nurses, hindi lang yan sa Philippines na 1:1. Yun yung tawa kami kasi 1:1 daw. But I guess ngayon there is really shortage of nurses worldwide. It's not just a New Zealand problem or Australia or UK, USA, everywhere. Kaya dapat talaga tayong magtulungan to keep our nurses and invite more nurses and
it doesn't mean, guys,
that
if you don't like to work as a nurse or something, if you want to have a different pathway, it's not the end of the world na mag-nurse ka, but it's such a good way to have that stability sa career mo na whatever you do, even if you stop being a nurse and do another job, just like what Christine did, pwede kang bumalik. You just maintain your license. I have been working maybe for 8 years, 0.6, 24 hours a week as a nurse and do other things. It's possible like that, and you can do other jobs, or you can have a pause and then come back. Yeah.
And like Lisa, now she is an entrepreneur din. Mag-recruit ng nurses. Basta may gawin kayo para sa nurses.
Don't stop in one, don't just stop in one, in one specialization. Explore in the entrepreneur, in this world, the business world. So there's something else for you, nurses.
Isa din yun sa mga in-encourage natin dito sa Pinoy's in NZ, no, na, if you want a bit of a break or cut your hours, then start your business, just like me and Mel's and Lisa were doing that.
And our friends, like, Hips that have started photography business, but they still are nurses, insurance providers, they are from, they've made
si Bobby, and marami nakakatuwa, guys, honestly. And hey, I wanna actually just talk about that. Yung mga nandito na gusto pa maging nurse, I know a lot of Kiwis na nagsastudy pa at the age of 40 and 50 to become a nurse.
And it's worth it, guys, because you meet people, they're still 68 years old, still working. So if you are 40 years old, you still have 28 years of using that degree. You can only like you can work kahit ang dami kong kilalang mortgage free, how many ang portfolio ng mga bahay, 5, still working because they love it. They just want to contribute, and they love the job.
Come here, nurses. Come here, nurses. So guys,
yes, and Liz, why New Zealand? Because it's one of the most beautiful country in the world. Well, it's for me anyway. But honestly, it's a really good country with diba, Liz? And of course, yung sa ni-encourage talaga natin, lalo na yung mga nurses natin na nasa Middle East. Not that, it's not that I know you sometimes you're paid well there. Pero iba pa rin yung long term, diba?
But there's
I don't think people know all about it, why people are moving. Some people stay 20 years, 10 years, and then realize, why didn't I move? Why it took me so long? Because they were so comfortable with the pay, they were so comfortable with the free house and everything, but they didn't know my expiry date sila.
Yes, the mentality is I'm receiving this much amount. This is what happens. When I was working in Middle East, I thought I'm receiving, yung malaking salary na. Yung ganun. And then I realized what will happen to me kung tumanda na ako. So should I be working alone in the Middle East without my family? May ganun. Then I realized na it's still better to work in an open country where you can bring your whole family and retire. You will be receiving benefits. Yun na rin ang naisip namin to retire. Kung tatanda kami, may marireceive kaming benefits. Pag uwi natin sa Pilipinas, kung magkasakit
Hindi
ka,
naman benefits. You receive your pension, you
yes.
just the normal ng citizenship na
Yes.
like you will be a citizen. So if you've contributed to the community and to New Zealand for 10 years, then you will receive what a New Zealander should receive. Like they will treat you as their own and you will be one of us compared to
Yes.
other countries na they won't accept you, you won't be settled there forever. You
Yes.
will go back to Philippines, use up your savings. I don't know kung hanggang saan naabot ang 1 million mo.
Mauubos.
Here.
Mauubos ang savings. Yun ang sasabi ko sa friends ko. Sabi ko, paano na kung magkasakit? You'll still be spending there. While here, we have free healthcare. So,
I'm
kung
curious
you,
as well, yung college ba? Paano ba yung mga college students doon? O
sa
nag-delve
Middle East.
deeper na tayo sa Middle
alam
East?
ko yung college, university dito. You can
No,
apply.
I mean sa Saudi. I heard kasi may mga, I just met recently people na 20 years, 30 years na doon sa Saudi. Tapos naglipatan pa rin dito. It took them a while to realize. Tapos yun na, nagsabi sa akin na kasi nga yung mga kids nila, college papauwiin
Ang
nila.
mahal.
Kasi
Ang mahal
hindi
ng tuition sa ang mahal. Lalo na international school, ang mahal.
Well, they were
Kapag
separated with their family. Yeah.
Dito sa
if
New
they don't want
Zealand,
to
what do
work,
we have here?
Scholarship.
Student loan.
At saka
Scholarship.
student loan na walang interest and at least
Mhm.
meron pang mga free for 1 year and then may allowance pa sila, student allowance.
yes.
Sana
So,
all, no?
saan ka pa? So, kung yung anak ko
Sana
nga
all.
dito, tignan mo, from ang ano dito, yung government hospital, government school, alam mo ang taas, high-tech. Yung pagdating sa education nila dito, sophisticated. They really
You
give
don't need to
priority
be in a
to
private.
students. Yeah. Oo, hindi private ang
I
anak
think
ko
you give
dito.
you
Lang,
give
pero grabe yung
your children a chance to really be, like,
globally
that
competitive
ahead.
pagdating sa
Yes.
Yes, that's
yeah,
the term.
exactly.
So
Tapos
guys,
pag high school,
maraming benefits talaga.
yeah.
Which we will talk about it as well. I think we go in details on our webinar next week. Na detail talaga kung ano yung mga benefits din, no? If they decide to move. And I guess we have 3 minutes to go because we only have 30 minutes tonight. And yun guys, this is really just an invitation for nurses na gusto magpunta dito to join our webinar. And then there's a Q&A afterwards. You can ask questions. It's an exclusive webinar with our speakers. And of course, Lisa will be there. And meron na nagtanong dito, hello po, Miss Lisa. I just want to ask, how can I contact you, my sister-in-law? So you can share the link of your page here as well, Miss Lisa, for mga inquiries,
Okay.
no? And again,
Yes.
join our webinar, guys. And marami kaming mga, I think may mga changes and we will be inviting here in Pinoy's and NZ mga speakers who can be really helpful sa community natin. Marami kaming trabaho ni Melds.
Grabe itong dalawang directors natin, no, sobrang busy.
So, but yeah, we are juggling here. And wala pa po kami sweldo, okay?
Kaya yan. Sooner or
Passionate
later.
lang talaga, but we can see that what we're doing here in our group kasi we want it to be sustainable, safe for our community. And
Walang choice. Wala talagang choice. Yun yung main point nun. Walang choice.
So,
yes.
Miss Joby pala si Johnny. Just PM Miss Mel's. Paano ba nila makontact to?
So leave your page here. Pero our invitation on 14th of May, we will leave a link here that they can register for the event. Tapos,
so they will be emailed.
In the comment box, you can reply to those comments below dito sa group. Kasi we're live inside Pinoy's and NZ right now. Lagay mo lang doon yung mga
link so that they can receive email notification before the webinar will start and how you can contact.
Yes.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So guys, hello sa mga nurses and thanks for tagging your friends. If you get the chance to watch this video live or recorded, tag your nurses friends. We will reply to the comments kung saan sila dapat mag-register so that they can join us on our exclusive webinar for next week with our speakers para malaman nila kung ano yung step by step, anong dapat gawin, meron pa bang reimbursement or sponsorship, magkano dapat yung sweldo mo, yung mga lahat ng mga details.
Ano,
And
gaano kahirap
how,
ang English test?
yes,
Kasi may
at sa
nag-comment.
din yan. Isa din yan, English test.
By ways,
English
there
test.
are ways.
We wish
Yeah.
you nurses to
Yes.
see you here.
So, and yes, we want na, I think our community is growing and I believe it will still grow and grow and grow. And we are contributing a lot to New Zealand. I think
Yes.
and we want to maintain it that way na magiging, we will be helping New Zealand and it's a give and take. We will give and serve and we also enjoy the benefits
Of
of
being a New
being
Zealand citizen.
New Zealand citizens and
Yes.
residents. So,
So
and
no,
thank
the
Being
you.
able to
nurses.
own a house.
Yeah.
Yes. Miss Lisa, so say goodbye for now to everyone and your invitation for our upcoming
Yes.
webinar next week.
Yes, we are all inviting in nurses in our upcoming webinar next week. So we will be posting the date. Do we have the date, Miss
14th,
Press?
14th
4th
of May.
May.
Okay,
May, Sunday.
and
14th of
also,
May.
just highlight that if they, yes, like Miss Lisa is now, she owns now a recruitment agency, which you don't have to pay extra to
Yeah.
avail the services.
Yes.
Yes.
It's free,
But you
nurses.
can
Don't
buy my
worry.
ebook, guys. You can buy my ebook.
Yes. We
We've got a
promote
free
our
ebook and a paid one,
Yeah,
di
I
ba?
have free and a paid one that I'm gonna give
Mhm.
out as well to
Contact
them.
Christine because that's a guide, Christine, di ba, on how to become a nurse in New Zealand.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. Actually, I forgot to give you the copy, Lisa, para ma-kwan mo yun, ma-share mo din yun.
Oo nga.
And yes, thank you so much, Miss Lisa. And we're so proud of you. I know you've been so active and, you're an advocate. Kaya that's how we met, actually, guys. And
Very
this is so
passionate.
good.
She
Mm-mm.
said
Thank you,
yes
Miss.
to a national TV interview twice.
Oh, and you too, Miss Mels. Ano lang ako, background lang ako. Ikaw pa rin
What?
yung number one na advocate. Dahil sa'yo, kaya ako na, na, nahila dito.
Because
And thank you, Miss Chris.
you deserve it because you're passionate and you were like very like a leader.
Yeah.
Oh, syempre,
You have
nandyan
a
kayo to back me up. And there's
O
still
tulungan
more.
lang tayo. That's what we want in
Yeah.
our community. Kung ano yung
We
kasi
actually,
we need nurses. Wala tayong magagawa diyan. We need nurses. Dapat magtulungan talaga tayo.
marami pa tayong gagawing advocacies for the nurses, lalo na yung mga wala pa. Hopefully may mangyayari sa email ko kay sa natin yung
Yeah, sa ating meeting para so we can talk about it more with
the
the
advocacy is still continuous. The advocacy is still continuous.
So yeah,
Just
our
don't-
advocacy, guys, is actually about overseas nurses. So with experience that have been here in New Zealand for a while because of their partners or because of student, and then they were wanting to become a nurse here, but took a while, and then nakalimutan na lang. So we had about 1,000. Slowly, they were mastering their courage to to really take action and do take
may
action.
mga chance pa, guys, kasi we know, like, wala na, hindi nakapagtrabaho ng nurse for over 10 years, but still in the healthcare industry.
Recently they've been really good.
Yeah, they got registration. So, wag kayo, I think wag kayo mag-give up. If you're here right now, we have a thread. Minsan siguro pagod na sila sa mga encouragement natin. But again, you have to take action if you want results. And I know it's not gonna be easy, but
it's worth it.
you will enjoy that. But worth it. Si Miss Lisa, malapit na yan, grabe din tong pinagdaanan. And I guess, this is what I really love, what we can do in our community. Kasi we hear the story of Miss Lisa. I know gaano kahirap yung story mo, but you're still here. Look at you now. You now helping nurses sa lahat ng
Yep.
pinagdaanan mo. So that's amazing, right?
So
Officially.
we have to share. We have to share. We have to invite more nurses, and kung alam lang nila yung pinagdaanan ko, I don't wanna go back. Basta gusto ko positive. Gusto ko makatulong at saka ayaw kong pagdaanan ng mga nurses yung napagdaanan
You
ko
want to
na.
shortcut them and
Shortcut them to
them.
become successful nurses dito.
Avoid the
Nurses.
pitfalls, avoid the failures, because
Yeah.
people will be sharing their experience and tips.
But
Yes.
you see, failures will make you stronger, Miss Melds,
Mhm.
That's so true. So again, happy Sunday, and
See you
if
again
you
next
know a
Sunday.
nurse, maybe give them a gift. Charot. Ay,
Gift
totoo.
of knowledge, gift of
Gift of
encouragement.
Yes, and
Yes.
tag them here. We have a free webinar for them kung paano
Yeah,
pumunta
and
sa
then
New Zealand.
so once they will be present sa webinar natin, then they will be able to decide what they want to do with their lives based on the information that we have given them. Why New Zealand? Why not? Pros and cons, ano ba?
Pros and cons. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yun
Hindi lang
talaga.
all positive anyway, but like you have to decide, depende kasi yan sa needs mo and sa family mo.
Priorities in life as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, thank you so much. 5 minutes overtime na tayo, guys. So thank you again. Good evening
Thank
and
you.
happy Sunday. Have a
Good
great
night.
week, everybody. And this is Christine.
Blessed Sunday. Hi, this is Mel.
Thank you, Miss Mel's and Miss Press, sa time. Thank you for everything. For being
Thank you
there
so
always.
much. So good
You
luck
po,
sa
we will
mga...
do more webinars for other different things naman. So
Yes.
we will
Yes, abangan nyo yan.
Our main goal,
Yes.
Chris, in NZ is to help
Yes.
Filipinos not just settle but prosper faster in New Zealand.
Yes, lagay ko nga sa banner. Dali lang. Lagay ko yan before we end. Importante yan. And we want to have more of these, guys. Abangan nyo yung mga live natin here in Pinoy's and NZ, because we will be inviting more people so that you can learn. Kung hindi mo man yung kilala yung taong yun, at least online you can learn from them, get inspired by them. And our master classes, you can also talk to them eventually face-to-face via Zoom. So, marami tayong mga projects here. We just are trying our best to find time for this. Kasi, again, all of us have 24 hours a day. What we do with it, it's makes a difference. So, Pinoy's and NZ, asan ba yun? Hindi ko na alam. Pinoy's and NZ, again, our mission is helping Filipinos not just settle, but prosper faster in New Zealand.
So when you meet a Filipino, they are doing business properly, legally, and they are guided well. Hindi siya madaling ma-scam because they already know what to do and what to watch out for. Madami ng warning.
Maraming warning. So guys, look out for mga content dito sa group natin para maalam nyo, ma-avoid nyo yung mga scam. Kasi honestly, marami pa rin pala talagang scam.
At saka wala kaming magagawa na usually kapag naano na kayo. Kasi merong mga nag-aano dyan na kaya that's why we want to verify people, business owners. Need talaga siya na i-verify. And only allow people that have been vouched.
Yeah, so here, our mission here in Pinoy's and NZ, helping Filipinos not just settle, but prosper faster in New Zealand. Again, tag your friends, mga nurses, and let them join our webinar next week.
Next week, Sunday.
Yes, okay.
And watch out for the link so that we can email you beforehand, remind you, and then you can get the event. Is it going to be on Zoom or live?
Yes, it's going to be on Zoom. Kasi we will have Q&A. At the same time, Miss Lisa, please Miss Lisa will leave her link below sa page niya as well kung gusto niyo siya i-contact now directly. Okay. Good night, everybody.
Bye. See you. Good night.